LEW Neilson worked hard to build Woodman's Furniture Store into the interior's largest, and business was often brisk. Leisure time for Neilson, though, was not about slowing down, but shifting into the highest possible gear. Whatever the race, whether in a canoe, on water skis, or on foot, Neilson had to be the fastest. But he preferred to race with horsepower. In his green and white Austin Mini Cooper, Neilson won many Okanagan Valley Gymkhanas. Next, Neilson got his hands on a flashy maroon Cooper S, which he meticulously modified and tuned. 135 horsepower with a special racing transmission and Positrack differential. On the straights, Neilson's souped-up Cooper could top 225 kilometers per hour. In no time, Neilson was making tracks and turning heads at Edmonton Speedway, Seattle Raceway, and Westwood Park.
Well, hello. That's Westwood, and I'm Sterling Moss, and that's 1.8 miles of a very interesting circuit. The circuit is, we start from here, which is the pit area with the start-finish line, go up to what is known as this corner here, Carousel, which one starts on the left over here, cuts right in rather late at this point approximately, and then comes out here wide on the exit. Now you come into the corner itself. So the corner, I think the most difficult part is the entry because of that blindness. Then we go round this left-hander, which is Clubhouse Corner, and then we start going down in a very, very long, sweeping right-hander called Valley Corner Curve. We're now in Valley Corner Curve, and it's downhill. It's difficult because as you get to the bottom, it tightens round a bit, because you've got to get over to the left, ready to take the more difficult right-hand section, which is followed immediately by what they call the S's, and that is, in fact, a left-hand corner, which then leads you back into, which I would call the home straight.
1968 was a breakthrough season for Vernon's Man in a Hurry. Neilson started 12 races and won 6. He was the American Region Series champion and took second in the BC division of the Canadian Series. The Vancouver Sun named Neilson the Rookie of the Year. In 1969, Canada's driver on the climb took on a new challenge, an uphill one.
This is Kelowna, British Columbia, the scene of the biggest annual sporting event in the interior of BC, the Knox Mountain Hill Climb, Canada's answer to Pikes Peak. Cars from 3 provinces and 2 states are here today to compete. 80 entries in all, some of the best cars and drivers in the Pacific Northwest.
It's a tough one. It's a real mean hill, Knox Mountain. It's built for local travel in a city park at 20 miles an hour, and the engineer designed into it a runoff of water off the corners. So it means all the corners are off camber, and you've got a sheer rock face on one side and a sheer drop on the other side on an 18-foot wide piece of pavement. And it's very hairy and very difficult to handle. Designed for 20 miles an hour, not 60 miles an hour, which is the average speed that we're getting here.
LEW Neilson in his Cooper S had little competition in the first round, beating the other cars in his class by at least 6 seconds.
Neilson would win the Kelowna Classic 4 times, and for 4 years he held the sedan class record. At Westwood in 1971, Neilson aimed to qualify for the Players' Canadian Road Race of Champions. He had previously laid down the fastest lap in Westwood history, and he easily earned the pole position. But engine trouble in lap 13 ended his fantastic drive. The following year, Neilson reached his goal, the national finals at Mosport Park. His race ended with a crash, but he motored on to 2 big wins in 1973. In 1974, Lew found a new thrill and pioneered a new sport. He helped give wing to the Vernon Hang Gliding Club and helped give rise to the competition scene in our country. In May 1977, 125 flyers converged on King Eddie Mountain in Lavington for the first Canadian Championship. Neilson rose above all, making history as Canada's first national hang gliding champion. He then set his sights on the world title in South Africa. On July 16, 1977, Neilson was practicing off Vernon Mountain when his glider failed and he crashed to the ground. Suddenly, the larger-than-life sportsman and family man was gone. An unthinkable loss. The Lew Neilson Memorial Award is presented each year to the Canadian Hang Gliding Points champion. In his 33 years, Lew Neilson put on a lot of miles, living at full throttle. His competitive fire lives on in his children and grandchildren. And his legend lives on in the Okanagan Sports Hall of Fame.